Hello everyone, this is Masaki. I'm here with another match commentary, this time featuring Akai Tenno versus the Steeds of Virtues. Emi will be playing on the Steed of Virtues with Electron X Dragon being on Akai Tenno. And we will be explaining the archetypes along the way. They're very similar archetypes, but it's about the narration and all the due process. So let us begin. Emi will be going first here. I wouldn't say it's an unwinnable matchup for Akai Tenno. Akai Tenno has a lot of options for going second, but the board that the Steeds of Virtue can make are very high reward. So we shall see how that goes. So we're gonna start with Dial here. Dial effect is going to try to search. No reason to pop on the first turn to add a Hayato Luminous Dedicant. Luminous Dedicant effect is going to reveal Baishi, very strong opener. So to make it summon itself, make it a level 7, and Baishi effect is going to discard itself to add another horse. And Chi2 effect on the equip itself to equip special summon the Baishi from the graveyard. On the synchro summon into Dial Corrupted Castellium. Then afterwards we're going to equip the Baishi itself to summon itself back and summon another ring from the deck. Very powerful play. We're going to be going into Hayato Unbounding Caesar. Very powerful stuff. That does gain the, I believe, the quick effect. Yes, it's the quick effect. On top of the surge of the small Hayato here. On the search of the Jonas, going to tribute it, special summon the OG Jonas. We're summon back the Ring to have a body on field. We're summon the Synchro Jonas. So we're going to use the effect of Chihuahua in hand to equip and send. When they equip the Feng Yu from the graveyard to summon again, to make another Super Sky Blaster on basically a Book of Moon. I'm going to set you and pass. So for the unaware, or the people that didn't pause and read, I don't blame if you didn't pause and read. This card will be a up to 2 face-up monster negation. This will pop to up to 2 cards, and this is essentially 2 negation for monsters as well. Because the barfing course is not in the graveyard. It's not in the graveyard. So interesting. So it is basically just these two plus the unknown, these two plus this one and the 2 unknowns. Hey, so don't mind me being a dumbass. They could just detach the barfing horse and then they can just equip it afterwards. Yeah, that's it. That is still a formidable board because unless you draw some specific board breakers, it's very hard to crack this board, and really depends on sequencing if you can get this right. So let's see what the Akai Tenno player will do here. I'm gonna fast forward, going to stand by main here. I'm just going to fact check one stuff. You don't have to read that. I'm gonna start with Chapel Viego Drosso, right? So this Akai Tenno player will be on the Bruford power variant. Bruford's going to do a lot of carrying here for breaking the boards because you know how this pops. The only card here that interact with any spell traps is Jonas, and Bruford is a very spell trap heavy base deck, meaning that they cannot do too much against Bruford, which you'll see in a bit here. Blessing Yggdrasil here is going to add Scales of Quetzalcoatl. And Quetzalcoatl is going to affect here. They're going to try to pop it before they can fully resolve, but it's going to be met, I believe, a Forbidden Crown. No droplet in this format, but Crown is a damn good second. When they negate the Blazing Chevalier, enabling him to respond with the monster effect of Sky Blaster. Oh, it only target the opponent could drop. I could flip itself face down. That would have been a very nice deck play here, but I guess not. Doesn't matter. Forbidden Crown is very much crowned. Jonas is crowned, I mean, and we're going to summon the Bruford from the deck. Bruford is going to have its effect to set the blessing because it's, I believe, the only possible time you can trigger Bruford at this point. CERN is going to set itself and now activate itself by sending the blessing from the field to the graveyard so that it can be activated this turn. Going to resolve the CERN, going to act as the counter trap, which is basically a Solemn Judgment, which also negates like monster effects, I believe. And also sends Stun-Ton, a very strong board breaking stuff. Scales of Quetzalcoatl is going to go piercing, and enemies is a really funny thing here. Bruford is a way of making all this deck interruption except Jonas do nothing. Yep, very true, very real, very true. Chapel is going to affect after the turn someone to draw a card. Oh, at least I don't know if they allow it. No, it's not going to allow it. It has been a while. We're going to Wander the Cursed Knight. Going to spare some another Bruford. Bruford effect again. I believe. Yeah, no, that was an illegal play. Oh, no, going to the second effect to banish 2 to gain 1000 attack. Not running a rank 10 apparently, set by Electron X Dragon here. We're going to act. Jesus. So we're going to go to the battle phase and the main phase here. We're going to use Sky Blaster to flip the phase down before the battle phase because it's only usable in the main phase. Magma is going to chain itself here by sending scales to activate the turn that was set to target and negate it before it can fully resolve. Play into the imperm column. Oh, play into the imperm column. That is unfortunate. We're going to basically going to get a 2-for-1 here. This is not going to gain the attack boost, and this is not going to get a... Oh, let's get a flip face down, right? And this is not going to get negated, and Magma is not summoned. Oh, Lord. Santana effect here going to not make sure that it is not the end for this board breaking. I'm going to shuffle back 3 cards off of the Santana to summon itself, and yes, I'm going to shuffle back something else. We're going to Santana effects, I believe here. Santana effect on target the Dio from here and also the set here. On the summon of Santana, Dio is going to try to effect to equip with Radiant to it so that it is negated. That I believe will be successful and also gain some attack. My goodness. Trying to go to Knight of Nothing, and you will see that the strength of Radiant here is that once the monster leaves the field, Radiant is going to just activate its effect again to equip. That is amazing. So now we're going to activate we're going to Typhon now. That will check most of the stuff here. That is kind of funny to think about. But yeah, there's 3 monsters here, and there's only 1 Typhon, so that's how that's gonna go. We're gonna go into their enemy's turns than my main here. Shi Huan is going to try and summon from the hand off its one of his own effects. Summon Kentaro from the hand, and also on top of, I believe, summoning itself and sending another Luminous and Eternal from the deck to the grave. I believe they're going to go off the races here. Going to summon their own Knight of Nothing, but otherwise they don't know how to out the Typhon. That's going to be bet with a sacrifice on the Honor Knight to negate and destroy that card. Santana is going to trigger summoning the Bruford on top of triggering the Bruford in the graveyard. Jesus. We'll summon this Bruford from the deck. I'll trigger the Bruford again. I believe the right move will be here to set a counter trap, but also sending a Magma for another disruption could be really strong. Down with another Imperm. That is very strong indeed. Luminous and Eternal is going to try and equip with a horse to hopefully to get off the grind here. Vice is going to effect. Going to special summon the Fun Yu. Going to try and synchro. Another Knight of Nothing. We run 2. Oh my god. We run 2 Knight of Nothing. Okay, that is fine. Kentaro effect in the Great Charm, special summon back to Jonah is going to doing to another synchro here. And we're going to synchro something to another Jonas. We skipped the battle phase with Fun Yu, right? This is not a detriment with this thing, honestly. So they're in a good position. They can just do whatever they want since the battle phase isn't for any card advantage. That is very insane to think about. So we're going to place back the Bruford to draw. Well, now we get to see the Akai Tenno cards. You're going to say that I was lying to you about if this guy was playing Akai Tenno or not. Well, he was. We're going to summon we use the effect of Akai Tenno Nexus. Going to reveal the Surya, special summon the Surya, discard the Nexus, and draw a card. This is basically the full Akai Tenno combo here. Going to banish a Nexus, exceed summon 1 card exceed into the Camilla. Next is going to draw and discard 1 on top of attaching itself back. And we're going to summon the Kenga, where we drew off of to summon the Gaia. Gaia is going... We're not using Gaia yet. So Camilla effect is going to use the Surya effect here that he gained off of the Surya, using this effect to exceed summon, to detach 1 to add a Akai Tenno. We got the Akai Tenno of Legend. It is an Akai Tenno card. I got the Akai Tenno effect to add a Kamui. Or normally overlay. Oh, wait, second normal. Oh yeah, with normal on the Kenga. Very much a legal play. Oh, Jesus. Let's say add a Kamui. They're being very generous here. Jesus. To summon the Kamuila. It's going to Gaia Me, going to try and use the effect of Kamui to detach 1 to send. And then we're going to use the Gaia Me effect to pop both Kamuila and the Chevalier. Not going to do anything because of the fact that the Typhon is on the field. Kamuila is going to use this effect to banish 1 to search summon back herself back. And that is going to be game. Wow. So, yeah. Typhon is such an interesting tech in this matchup because there's just Akai Tenno doesn't really have more than 3k monsters. That didn't have Zeus. I don't know if the Zeus matters much, but like Typhon matters so much in this matchup. Plus the Bruford grind. I don't know how Steeds is gonna try and win this. I believe the best way to do is to just make sure Typhon just dealt with via spell traps, perhaps, because, or perhaps with other methods. But we'll see. We'll see. The Steeds are very flexible. I do not think that the Steeds don't have a way to answer Typhon, but it's just gonna be a very complicated question to solve. So we're gonna go standby phase main here. We're going back to another Emmy turn because Emmy lost, so she can choose when to go first or second. You're gonna reveal the Draining Special Summon itself, Draining Effect, equip and add Baishi. Very strong open. The same one that we saw. We're going to Ash the Baishi. That might be detrimental, but unless we have the Jonas, which is going to give us anything. Yep, Dio effect. Going to Chi2. Chi2 going to summon back. Very strong, very good. Yes. Yum. Baishi Dio effect, equip the Baishi. Baishi summon the cell, summon back the Rear Ying. We're going to synchro into another Hayato. I wonder if there's like any other synchro to go into, because technically they do have a horse. I don't know if they're going to use it yet. They do have a horse where like they can bridge into other synchros, but it might be like just. But the thing is that Typhon shouldn't be like the last thing to worry about, because Typhon, if they do summon it early, that's their only play left, unless they just draw a bunch of Bruford cards. But in the end, I feel like it might have been more wise to bridge into other synchros, but this is still very good because, you know, the Steeds, the Luminous synchros are really good. So we're going to go back to the Akai Tenno player's turn here. Bruford coming here again. What is Emmy's response to it this time? Or some activate skills of Kozokodo, that is fine. We're going to summon Bruford, not Santana. This is summon Santana, which can help break board break, but I guess we're just not. We're just going to use the effect of Nexus, summon off Kenga, draw a card, and we're going to try to use Sky Blaster here to make sure Kenga is just gone. We're not going to use it. We're going to send this. Also, oh my, there's something happening here. So we're going to chain link on Kenga. No. Chain link on Sky Blaster to flip the Kenga down, or just CERN to just make use of the Kenga. But then comes Solemn fucking Judgment. Oh my god. That's one way to make sure Bruford doesn't do anything. So we're going to use Solemn Judgment to pay half your life point to negate the CERN, destroy it. That is rough, and I believe this just fall prey to the Caesar. Oh no. Oh, not even the Caesar, we're going to use the Rear Ying effect here. Oh my god, to just negate the Akai Tenno of Legend. And Light of Nothing is gonna do absolutely nothing, just like I'm going to Rear Ying, because Rear Ying is going to just equip back to the 9 of Nothing. Rear Ying is going to go to Graveyard again. Typhon again puts him, and except if I have Drain in hand. I was going to say that Typhon puts him in a really crisis here, Sky Crisis, haha. And I was thinking, you know, like what they can do at that point, because he's got Typhon got clear 2 of the guys here, except if you have Drain in hand. On top of being the Searcher, Drain in the battlefield is going to summon itself to the same column of a monster of a field on a zone, and it's going to destroy one monster in the same column as it. So that's got out the fucking Sky Crisis. And this Surya is then going to be met with the Boundless Caesar, and that is game. Oh my god. So yeah, does not help him. It does not help the Luminous Noblemen with the Akai Tenno can't really play around to the hand effect. The hand effect is already strong. It's why Luminous Noblemen is like almost tier 1, but not really due to how the meta is shaping up. But yeah, that is one way the Typhon they can just out unnaturally without using more superficial methods. So we're going to start finally using the. We're finally going to go with the Akai Tenno player's turn. Start off with the skills of Quetzalcoatl, special summon the Bruford, Akai Tenno Legend here. Going to discard the Bruford, high value discard here. Going to add the Surya and the Nexus. We're going to use Nexus effects, going to reveal the Surya, special summon the Surya, discard the Nexus, draw a card, draw into the Akai Tenno Legend. That is very lucky for them. Going to search the Kamui here. Kamui special summon itself, summon the Kamui Light using the effect of Surya to add, I believe, using the effect to add Dyna. And Kamui is going to banish from hand the Dyna, summon Suryama. And then Dyna effect here is going to rank up the Suryama on top of attaching itself. We're summon Akai Tenno Kenga, which is the archetypal Omni Negation. Akai Tenno Kenga is going to attach from the graveyard here. I'm going to set 2 cards and pass. So this is. I feel like it could have gotten away Well, here's the thing, right? Dyna was in the hand. And you know, Kamui, if I can like find it, right? Where are you, Kamui? Kamui banishes from the graveyard. All the Akai Tenno, they banish from hand, field, or grave to, I believe, to de-summon with themselves. And like, if if you want to have a discard, if you have a card you want to discard in the graveyard, like Scales of Quetzalcoatl can just send itself to add the Shepherd Yggdrasil, which is full Bruford combo. This board could have been a lot better, but this is an Omni Negation plus a bounce. Perhaps this can be used for grind, but we'll see what the set card is. So we're going the fuck? Okay. Electron-X Dragon is an indecisive player, I guess. Yeah, okay. I guess if Emmy allows it, I guess they will. We're going to Akai Tenno Bloodbath is another peak target for them here, which is also good. But like, it's not, you know, it's not like, you know, instantly plays Camuela good, because this have an on-field effect that might come up, but we shall see. So this is gonna be full Bruford comp here. We're going to add, I believe, again the counter trap. They're very strong. Akai Tenno Oath. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. We want like 2 disrupt to 4 disrupt. So this is going to be Omni Negation, quick effect bounce. This is going to be an Omni Negation, and this is also it's a negation of a target or a destruction effect. Christ. Imperm is really strong. Not sure if it's strong enough. Akai Tenno Oath is gonna come down here to make sure it's not negated. Oh, we have Serum. Oh Jesus! So the Santana we're gonna ask Santana to send the magma. Oh, we're gonna have a Bruford. Oh, I have a Bruford in graveyard, so we'll set back the magma. Oh Jesus! Magma is gonna be set back. We're gonna draw a card off of Blue Chapels. This is gonna be a really hard board to crack. Raigeki is a good start. We attach 4 negate. Plus, Million Dreams of You, the server retrain of Dark World No More. And, oh. My god, that's just game. The fact that so I'm pretty sure they showed a hand here, right? So I'm gonna show them hand. All horses. All horses. So unless they get lucky off of Fun U, I don't think they have a way to play, which I don't think they get lucky here. Oh, okay, they could have gotten it, but like, here's the thing. With a Fun U, so yeah, it doesn't help. There's still like free negation here. It wasn't doable, I don't believe. Maybe some non-unit monster on the field. I believe it's destroys and you control. Yeah. Pretty rough. That is 4 negation with the POW deck. I think this duel really showcases the difference between 40 card decks and 60 card decks. And 60's cards is really strong, no doubt, but it's clearly not the most strongest, because otherwise there was no reason that for the Akai Tenno player to just lost game 2. And I believe the main reason was because of the fact that overall it is more consistent to play with a 40 card deck and ensure a consistent ceiling and consistent end board versus a POW deck, which, like, yes, the potential for reward is high, but it is gonna be more frail depending on how you deck build. And I feel like that's really shown in game 2, where like that kind of Tenno player, when put in the tight spot, just didn't have any out to anything, and to put that sequence better, really just won. The game 3 of this duel just shows that the power of POW deck, which is like, if you are not interrupted, you are gonna get away with piling, because you have overall more resources, you're gonna have more overall disruptions for the opponent, but it does come at the cost of being able to consistently do things in a way that will ensure you have victory all the time, because this kind of end board doesn't happen all the time, and it's not because that doesn't match. It's just that depending on what hand you get, it's not always gonna be like this. So I believe in the end, this is like a big debate within the format. It's whether to play 40 or 60 cards. 60 is very strong and more often not as punished in the format. Since there's no draw or nib, but 40 can definitely still win games just because of the merit of being able to be more consistent with their plays. And in the end, even though pile 1, I feel like if you were to make it like, if you were to do like 10 games within a 40 card deck and a 60 pile deck, I feel like more often than not the 40 card deck will win more often, just because of the merit that the 40 card deck is just going to be more consistently better than a pile deck. Not to say the pile deck cannot win, because the pile deck, if it opens really well, it's going to do a lot of heavy work and had a lot of heavy lifting. But like how you saw in game 1, where the Akai Tenno player does not even see the Akai Tenno cards until like 3 or 4 turns in, that is not a position you necessarily want to be in unless your engine was able to heavy lift you, right? So it is very interesting conundrum. You know, I feel like definitely both sides has a merit to playing, but like the best way to win within 40 or 60 is best to know how to pilot your deck the best, rather than, you know, is 40 the best or 60 the best. There's no objective truth there, because each has trade-offs, and I feel like the strength of pile decks is something to be valued. It shouldn't be just ignored, right? So it is something to keep in mind when you play in the format, when it comes to that. If you want to play 40 or 60 because there's no draw or nib, if you want to play this engine or that engine. So, but it's in the end, you still can't ignore 40 just because it is more consistent overall. You can't ignore consistency. But, you know, personally, on a personal note, pile is just a lot more fun to play because, oh, I'm pulling more cards. So that's gonna end this match commentary. I hope you found this duel entertaining, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.